Taylor Sheridan has built the biggest empire on television, and Yellowstone isn't even in his top 3. His 2 best pieces of work are his movies. His best TV show isn't the one you think. And the Best Picture nominee everybody calls his masterpiece? Well hell, it didn't even make my list at all. This is Taylor Sheridan's work, ranked. Just a word of note, I haven't seen everything he's done, so I'm missing Landman, 1883, 1923, and Lawman Bass Reeves. But everything else is here and it's gonna be ranked. Tulsa King just missed my top 5. At first, I loved Tulsa King. Season 1 was pretty fun. It is basically a soap opera and it's so silly and funny at this point that it's hard to take it seriously. When they're in a gun battle and there's people shooting all around them, there's people dying, and they're joking and cracking one-liners, it kind of takes the edge out of the scene, and we're not really worried about our heroes at that point. Also, Dwight is like, 80 years old, and he's still intimidating people, and he's still beating people up in fistfights. No, 80-year-old man is not beating up a lot of people in fistfights. Let's just get that out of the way. Overall, it's a good show, but just missed my top 5 for those reasons. At number 5, we have Lioness. The reason it beats Tulsa King at the number 5 spot is because I prefer a more serious show. This deals with a military unit whose main goal is to integrate a female agent into the lives of people and targets it wants to go after. So if there's a drug lord, we try to integrate this female agent as a friend of the wife, the girlfriend, the mistress, whatever, to get in and deal with the threat. You'll recognize a lot of actors from his other works, but the all-star cast of this is pretty insane. I mean, we got Zoe Saldana, Nicole Kidman, Michael Kelly, Morgan Freeman. I mean, this cast is loaded. It deals with real-world situations that are happening now. There's a lot of military combat and action sequences and fistfights and gunfights. So because of all that, it's my number 5 Taylor Sheridan work. Now this might be a shocker to a lot of you, but at number 4, I have the flagship. The thing he's probably best known for a lot of people, Yellowstone. I was a huge fan of Yellowstone in the first few seasons. I thought it was amazing. I'm a big fan of Kevin Costner's and Westerns, so this was right up my alley. The character of Rip is also something I really love. The reason I have it so low is that as time goes on, it becomes more and more ridiculous. How many more threats to the ranch can there be? How many more people can they kill and take to the train station? It becomes a giant soap opera, and that's fine, but it's not the thing I like the most, right? Taylor Sheridan has a knack of writing himself into his shows, and they're always ridiculous. He does it in Lioness, and he writes himself as the manliest gung-ho action figure possible, just like the manliest man, just like rah. And in Yellowstone, he also does the same thing. He's like the greatest cowboy ever, and he's spouting words of wisdom, and he's cocky and he's brash, and everybody loves him, and he can't mess up. It's kind of silly how he does that. At this point, it's pretty funny. If you just took seasons 1 through 3 of Yellowstone, this would be higher on my list. But seasons 4 through 6 really kind of bring it down a little bit. And that's why it's at number 4. Still a great show, but not without its problems. Now, if I just pissed you off with Yellowstone being ranked number 4, leave a comment. Tell me why I'm dead wrong. Subscribe to the channel. Keep coming back week after week because I'm going to do more of these videos. And at number 3, I have actually what I think is his best TV show that I've seen anyway, Mayor of Kingstown. This is the show I think most people don't really talk about, which is kind of weird to me. There's already been 4 seasons and there's another one coming. It stars Jeremy Renner and Hugh Dillon and a lot of other characters. And what it deals with is a town in Michigan that is home to a large penitentiary, and it deals with the criminals in the penitentiary and the people outside and how the prison complex feeds and supports the economy of this town and how the two blend together. And Jeremy Renner kind of stars as a fixer or a liaison between the two, and he keeps the prisoners in line, he keeps the people in line. He toes that fine line between hero and criminal, and it does a great job. Now, the reason why I like this show so much is it is unabashedly bleak and dark. The reason I have this above Lioness, Tulsa King, and Yellowstone is those shows all have a lot of comedy and humor to them in places where I don't think it really belongs or fits. Mayor of Kingstown really doesn't. This is a straight up bleak, serious show dealing with a lot of criminals, A lot of dangerous people, murders, killings, conspiracies, kidnappings, dark stuff, right? The storyline in seasons 1 and 2 of Iris and Mike is incredibly bleak and dark. And a lot of times in TV shows, you expect a happy ending. There's not a lot of happy endings in this show. It is just almost oppressively dark. And I love that. I love that they're not afraid to go there. The more you follow Mike McCluskey, played by Jeremy Renner, the more you realize and see the position he's put himself into. He's either damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. He can either piss off the criminals and the prisoners he deals with. He can piss off the family members and the cops and the other people he deals with. He's just trying to keep peace enough that the city doesn't explode. He has friends on the police force who are very corrupt and very dirty and do the things that most people think cops do. And I really like that because I personally am a fan of shows that go dark and have police officers doing these really bad things. If you haven't seen Mayor of Kingstown, definitely go check it out. I think it's Taylor Sheridan's best TV work. Now, in my opinion, Taylor Sheridan's top 2 works are both feature films. And at number 2, I have Wind River. Now, it took me a while to see Wind River because I just didn't get around to it. But when I finally saw it, I was in love with it. It is, again, the things I love about cinema and TV shows. It was unapologetically bleak. It was dark. It was serious. There wasn't a lot of humor in it. It flowed and it made sense, and it had a story that you were trying to solve in your head and trying to figure out what happened. And you couldn't really quite get there, or maybe you got there a little bit. But as you found out exactly what happened, you were like, man, it's just a dark and bad situation all around, and there's not a lot of hope for these people. And the setting is great. It's a tundra, it's winter, it's cold. It just feels like a perfect setup for a dark thriller, and this is exactly what it is. Jeremy Renner stars again with Elizabeth Olsen, and they do both a great job. And I really like John Bernthal in his role. It's a little different than what he's used to. He's intense, but also dark, and he's central to the story. Hugh Dillon is also in this film, and he plays a very interesting character. All you really need to know going in is there is a dead woman on an Indian reservation, and Jeremy Renner plays a wildlife tracker, and Elizabeth Olsen plays an FBI agent, and they're trying to figure out exactly what happens. And it deals with people in society, the place of Native Americans on reservations, oil pipelines, corruption, drugs, local law enforcement. There's something about a cold, desolate, brutal landscape and setting that I like in these kinds of films. The Thing does it well, The Great Silence, this film. It's the cold environment and the bleakness and the isolation of the environment joining and mixing well with the story, and they kind of coexist together, and the coldness of the environment matches the coldness of the people there, and the hardships and the hardness of the environment matches the hardships that the people go through. For all those reasons, it's my number 2 Taylor Sheridan pick. But at number 1, I have Sicario. That's right. Now, Sicario is an amazing film and one of the best thrillers that I've seen in the last since 2000, maybe. The brooding tension and growing dread in this film is just absolutely amazing. This film tells the story of Emily Blunt's FBI agent who gets mixed up with Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro, CIA people, as they deal with the Mexican cartels. And it goes dark. It feels realistic because you know these kinds of things are going on right now. And it is an eye-opener to see what people are dealing with in real life right now, because the cartels are a problem and people are dealing with this sort of thing day to day now. This film kind of opens your eyes into how those people got into power, where they learned the tactics they learned, the kind of operators and people who deal in this world. And if you are not of this world, which Emily Blunt is not, she is our window and our eyes to this world. And she basically, just like we would, gets swallowed up in it and completely overwhelmed. And she does a great job portraying that because we feel for her. She really wants to do good and get bad people out of the way and solve crimes and help the innocent. The music in this film is amazing. The scene where the helicopter's flying over the border and it's kind of flying through Mexico, and it's just like, and I think the track is called The Beast. It sets the mood so good. When they're driving out of their base and going through Mexico, it's like they're driving through a war zone. There's bodies hanging from an underpass. They are cordoned off. There's police escorts. It is brutal. And the border crossing, the tension it creates. It's like, this bad thing is gonna happen, right? And it's like a powder keg waiting for that one spark to set it off. And they pull their triggers and boom, 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 boom. And she's like, what are we doing here? This is in front of everybody. It's gonna make the news. Like, it's going to blow up in our faces. And then they're like, nah, this won't even make page whatever he says. I can't remember. And it's true. That kind of stuff happens probably a lot and we don't really hear about it. This film just transports you into the world you don't want to see. You don't want to think about. You don't want to really see this side of humanity, especially if you have nothing to do with it. And it does a great job of it. All the people in it play their role. I also love that it goes far. I don't want to spoil the scene, but if you've seen Sicario, you know the scene I'm talking about when Benicio del Toro gets his revenge late in the film. Most films would not go that far. This one did. And as I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, all right, they're going to chicken out. How are they going to spin it? They're going to chicken out. How are they going to spin it? Holy crap. They did not chicken out. They went there. Oh, this is awesome. What he does is not awesome, but the fact that the film went there is awesome. Again, I mentioned earlier, I like dark, brooding, intimidating characters. Benicio del Toro, here you go. That's exactly what he is. This film is quotable. The sequences and scenes that happen in it are thrilling. They're stunned because you don't know exactly what's going to happen in it. And damn, can we talk about the star power of this film? I mentioned the 3 leads, right? But Taylor Sheridan is writing and producing it, Roger Deakins as a cinematographer, and Denis Villeneuve as the director. Deakins and Villeneuve are pretty much top 2, 3 of their respective fields working right now. And Johan Johansson with the score also, it's so good. Taylor Sheridan does a really good job of knowing that you put the right people in the right roles, you're going to get a good film. So he does a really good job of getting the right people in the right spots. And what you get is Sicario, one of the best thrillers that's come out this century, and a film you should definitely check out if you haven't. Now, damn, I know what you're thinking. How the hell does Hell or High Water, the Oscar nominee, not make my top 5? Like, it's hard for me to express why it is not in my top 5. It has everything I love. Ben Foster is a great actor. It's a Western. It's got all the things that I normally look for in a film. And there's just something about it that didn't connect with me fully. And sometimes that's just the case. I know a lot of you will have Hell or High Water as his best, maybe second best thing he's ever done. It just didn't hit for me. What are you going to do? Roast me in the comments. That's fine. I can take it. As a Western guy, I'm sure I'm missing something. Something happened. Maybe my brain was off that day. Tell me what I'm missing. I'd love to debate you. That's my top 5 Taylor Sheridan projects he's ever done. 3 TV shows, 2 films. I think Taylor Sheridan is best when he kind of keeps himself out of it, which he did in Wind River and Sicario. I think he's best when he hires a great cast and a great crew. And I think he's best when he stays grounded. He doesn't try to get too silly or too big. He just has a nice, simple story that he's trying to tell, and that's where he's at his best. As always, leave a comment, like and subscribe to the channel. Come back week after week because I'm going to do more of these every single week. Tell me what you want me to cover or what you want me to watch and review, and I'll see what I can do. And until next time, stop scrolling, start watching.